Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 4 August 2022. It is a Thursday night at 9 o'clock. That means it's time for a knife sale on the TheApostleP channel, and a knife sale we shall have. I got 36 knives tonight for your consideration in 34 sale lots, and they're all over the map. We got knives from across the globe. We got traditional slip joints. We got modern folders. Got a couple fixed blades, got a few auto knives. It's going to be a blast. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I'll also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, you're going to see at the very top 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first and most important, as it pertains to what we're doing tonight, is to my primer for buyers video. That's a 38-minute long explanation of the terms of the sale, why we do things and how we do things on this weekly sales event. The second link, my FAQs for Consignors video, if you're interested in using this vehicle to move along some of your collection. That video explains how it all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the all-important description, you're going to see those 3 links, then the terms of the sale, and then at the bottom you'll see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In that pricing column, you'll usually see 2 numbers. The one on the very left is going to be the price of that knife as shown. The price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. And on the topic of sharpening, if you buy a knife tonight and you want it sharpened, if you're one of the first 6 to buy that knife as sharpened, it'll be done and shipped tomorrow, the 5th, with all of the as shown inventory. If you fall outside that first 6, expect your knife to ship in about 3 weeks. That is it for the housekeeping. It's time to get the terms up on the screen. Then we'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's have some knife sale, shall we? First up, we got 4 leftovers from last week. The first of which, frankly, I'm kind of shocked. I know I say that from time to time, but I really am. This one, from Microtech, in a brilliant royal blue, hard anodized surface, we have a 142-1BL Combat Troodon, double-edged. So you got that blue handle, you got a carbide glass breaker, you've got a DLC coated clip, you've got an out the front actuated by a sliding button, you've got a 2-tone double-edged blade. You will see at the base of the plunge it says 204P. This is CTS 204P steel. Born on date is 10 of 2019, and the serial number is 25360. I've got 0 edge wear, very, very close to like new. I have no box for this one. We got a 3 3/4 inch blade, a 5 1/4 inch handle. Button action is firm. You're not going to want to have this knife and arthritis at the same time. Reliability is 100%, and it does open and close with authority. I mean, do it like, who is that, Stasa that does it with his index finger? So yeah, near mint, no box on this one, and that no box is going to get you a deal. We ran this last week for $4.50 and dropped it to $4.30 for the weekend. As of the making of this video, PVK has this exact knife in stock, brand new. They want $5.50 for it. Your price this week, $400, no need to sharpen. That's the Microtech 142-1BL Combat Troodon double-edged. Next up, speaking of out the front automatics, we got one from the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon. And the knife is the classic, the iconic 3300 Infidel. And you're going to see a black hard anodized aluminum handle. Now this one's got a little bit of carry wear on it. Got some bright spots on the corners. Got a little area of rubbing that has a little bit of a brown cast to it. The clip is fairly pristine. Then you've got a slider button on the side of the knife, which makes it super ambidextrous, especially when you consider this, the double-edged blade in D2, sort of the original steel, I guess. Blade length 3 7/8, handle length is 5. Super sweet button action. Now these don't deploy as fast as a Microtech, but super reliable. And as I mentioned last week, this has the tightest lockout of anything I've ever seen that isn't a G&G Hawk deadlock. So a super fine example with a little bit of wear on it. We'll call it excellent, no box. We ran this last week at $325, got no takers, dropped it to $305 for the weekend. It's still here, so when's the last time you saw an Infidel for under $300? Here you go. $285 like it is. This one does, you know, I wouldn't say it's really got edge wear, but you know, if you want me to sharpen it, I will for $40. So $325 sharpened. That's the Benchmade 3300 Infidel. Next up, from custom traditional knife maker Jess Horn, we have an unassuming leatherette pouch with faux fleece lining. The knife is a Jess Horn custom lockback, 3 5/16 inches in closed length. And I said last week, this reminds me a lot of the old Moki lockbacks. And I guess that's not a surprise because Jess actually had some production versions of his customs made by Moki for a lot less money than this one's going to cost you. So here's the deal. We've got inside that 3 5/16 handle a super sweet action. And we've got a Spearpoint blade, 2 5/8 inches with a gorgeous hand rub satin. I don't know for sure the steel on this because I got no paperwork. It is tang stamped number 217. But I know that Jess likes to work in CPM 154. And I'm not going to say that's not what this is. Man, that's a beautiful hand rub satin. I'm not sure the camera's going to do that justice. I got nickel silver bolsters and a steel pivot pin. I think you can see the contrast. Beautiful satin on the nickel silver. Liners are also nickel silver. The cover material, and guys, look at the job he did spinning these pins. They are amazingly precise and well finished. But that burgundy linen is super well hafted. I mean, it's just beautiful. Even the backspacer is that burgundy linen. And here's the cool part. Absolutely zero blade play. Rock solid lockup. Perfect meeting of lock bar and blade tang. Super free blade. Perfect centering. Condition very near mint in pouch. Hard to buy one of these under 4 figures, guys. We ran it last week for $1,000. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $950 for the weekend. This week, somebody gets to buy a beauty of a custom lockback from Jess Horn. $900 like it is, $915 with my edge. Next up, in our last leftover from last week, we have one from TwoSun Knives, proudly made in Yangjiang, China. I believe this is the model TS111. We're calling it the TwoSun TS111 Swayback Framelock. Gorgeous satin finished carbon fiber show side scale. We've got a black wash or something like that titanium frame and lock bar and milled titanium clip. Steel inserted frame lock, by the way. It's a big old flipper, but works nicely. The blade, D2, a 3 5/8 inch long Wharncliffe affair. The blade pivots on ball bearings, just my fingerprints. Let's see, 3 5/8 of blade, 4 3/4 inches of handle. Lockup is rock solid. There's your engagement. Blade is super free and perfectly centered. Let's see, we ran this last week for $75, didn't sell, dropped it to $60 for the weekend. What did these things sell for? New, like $1.25 maybe. So you're getting it for like less than half price. Your price this week, double nickels, $55 like it is, $75 sharpened, the TwoSun TS111 Swayback frame lock. And now we're into the fresh stuff, and we're going to keep it going with some TwoSun, one of them anyway. As I've said, you got to show props to the Chinese knife manufacturer who proudly states on their packaging, made in Yangjiang, China. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. And that's what it is. This is the TwoSun TS123 titanium slip joint with, what is that, a fish skeleton in copper inlaid into the titanium. I don't know how they do it, but it sure is cool. Got kind of a lion steelish mill pattern going on. The clip looks to be ambidextrous, tip up, milled titanium. One little nick in the very corner of that clip, I think you can see. Handle length closed is 3 15/16. And then check it out, guys. We have a gorgeous clip point blade in M390. Cool long pull. Blade length is 3 1/8. It's a half stop slip joint. Internal closed stop pin. It doesn't rest on a kick, much like the collector knives line steels. About a 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk for its type. Blade centering is perfect. We'll call it near mint in box, just from a little patina in the copper. I think you can see right at the corner, you can see what it looked like new. Let's see, we'll do $75 for this one. $100 if you'd like it with my edge on it. Next day sharpening is available if you're among the first 6. The TwoSun TS123 titanium slip joint. Next up, we have a little run of Bestech coming. The first one is the Thorn. Chinese knives, the thorn in my flesh. Here we go with the Bestech Thorn. We've got a 4 7/16 inch long handle in 3D machine G10 with some stainless steel liners, a polished right hand tip up stainless steel clip. I got a flipper and some ball bearings and a stainless steel liner lock. There's your lock engagement. There's your blade. It is 3 inches in length. Stonewash flats. Vertical satin main bevel and swedge. 12C27 is going to be your blade steel. Lockup's rock solid. Flipping action is just what you'd expect. And the blade centering is down the middle. Condition on the Thorn is going to be like new in the box. Your price, for all that, shipped priority mail, all in, 40 bucks. 60 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the Bestech Thorn. Next up, and our second Bestech of the evening, here it is. And the label on the box says it's the Grampus. Grampus D2 Stonewash Satin. This has got a cool scale. And I'm not sure, it's almost like a cactus 3D mill pattern on that black G10. Very cool. Looks like we got a tip up right hand carry polished stainless clip. A stainless steel backspacer with an integral lanyard loop, which is really cool. I think that might serve as an impact device as well. We got a ball bearing flipper. A very cool swedged spear D2 blade. Stonewash flats, satin swedge and primary bevel. Blade length is 3 7/16. Handles 4 3/8. Lock is stainless steel liner, nice and thick, good looking lockup, rock solid lockup, dead centering, flipping action, rocks. We'll call this one like new in the box. You can buy it all in, shipped priority mail, 40 bucks. 60 with my edge on it. That's the Bestech Grampus. Next up, and the last of the Bestech trio tonight. This is the Lion D2 Stonewash Satin. So like the other two, we have a handle in a nice crowned and milled black G10. A polished stainless steel right-hand tip-up pocket clip. Kind of looks like old Spidey. We've got a steel backspacer with an integral lanyard hole. And maybe a glass breaker or an impact device. We got a ball bearing flipper, a gorgeous swedge drop point D2 blade, 3 7/16 inches long, 4.5 inches of handle, nice looking lockup, rock solid lockup, dead centering, and superb flipping action. The Lion we're going to call like new in the box. And it sounds like a broken record. 40 bucks shipped priority mail. 60 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Bestech Lion. Next up, had one of these last week. It sold in about a minute. A little different style. It's a Boker Plus. It's a Kalashnikov Automat AK-74. This one, black aluminum handle. Polished deep carry clip, satin blade, button lock auto. We have a Spearpoint, top edge not sharpened, of course. AUS 8 blade steel. Let's see, 3 5/16 inches of blade, 4 1/4 inches of handle. Lockup is pretty dead. You can maybe muscle a little play in it, but it's pretty solid. Blade centering on this one. If it ain't perfect, it's awfully close. And the action, totally squared away. Condition on this one, we're going to call near mint to like new in box. Your price, 40 bucks, shipped priority mail, or 60 if you'd like it with my edge on it. And next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. The Boker Plus AK-74 Spearpoint Auto. Next up, well, not only the Taiwanese via Boker can make budget-friendly autos. How about one from Kershaw, made in the United States of America? The knife inside is the Launch 2. The Launch 2 with a black, hard, anodized, beautifully milled aluminum handle. We got the old Kershaw butter knife clip that's going to go both ways, left or right, tip up. Little tiny bit of wear on the corners of the clip. We got the red bullseye deployment button. There you go. There is your CPM 154 blade, beautifully stonewashed. beautifully swedged. 3 5/16 inches of blade, 4.5 inches of handle. Lockup is solid. Centering is dead. Deployment, beautiful. No bouncing off the pin issues. It's just totally squared away. We'll call it near mint in box with some slight clip wear. The Launch 2 is now discontinued and out of stock. We're not going to hold you up. How about $80 for this one like it is 100 sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. That's the Kershaw Launch 2 Auto. Next up, we got one from Hogue, who, you know what, guys, they're just so solid. The more of them I see, the more of my respect they have. In this case, we have a number 24279 Deka Able Lock Folder. We've got nicely machined 3D milled G10. We've got an ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip with a filt tab on the offside. We got an Able Lock Read Access Lock mechanism. We have a rather stunning, interestingly swedged clip point blade in CPM 20 CV. Blade length is 3 3/16. Handle length is 4 5/16. This is going to be an Alan Elishowitz design. There is some side play in this knife, and the pivot is Loctited to the point where I didn't want to try to horse it any more than I was. So it's going to ship with a very slight bit of side play. If you can get that pivot working, I'm sure it could be a little tighter and still have great action. Centering is perfect. Condition on this one is going to be near mint in box. You can buy these currently at your favorite retailer online for about $139. This one can be yours, shipped, priority mail, all in, $100, like it is, $125 with an TheApostleP edge. That is the Hogue 24279 Deka. Next up, man, this is a unicorn. From Spyderco, in the diminutive box, we have a little native FDE CTS 204P, says the box. And look at that gorgeous OD green G10. That gorgeous flat dark earth, probably Cerakote blade. And the tang etch should say CTS 204P. We've got black hardware, a compression lock. And guys, I just got to tell you, the action is a little funky. If you notice, that knife drops free off full open, and then it kind of tightens up. Even if I keep the lock pinched, it just gets, there's a tight spot there. And even that, I'm going to say as it sits right now, there's no side play, but sometimes it does have a little. So not the best compression lock action in the world. That said, these are super rare. A River's Edge Cutlery dealer exclusive. We'll call it like new in box. And they're out of stock, of course, at all of River's Edge's retailers. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $300 and $360. This one, because it's got a little bit of a wonky action, we're going $275 like it is. $300 with my edge on it. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Little Native OD FDE 204P. Next up, another Spidey, and this one houses a Caribbean Salt. A Caribbean Salt with that super cool Caribbean scale that is layered black and toxic green G10. Very cool, I think, that the proud stripes are the black, and they kept that sort of original gloss skin on the G10. So not only do you have a color contrast, you have a texture or finish contrast between the green and the black. You've got kind of an acid washed blasted clip, and then you've got this gorgeous sheep's foot blade in LC200N, which is a super rust-proof steel. Ground nice and thinly. Big knife, but it's great in the hand. 3 11/16 inches of blade, 4 13/16 inches of handle, compression lock mechanism, almost a free dropper, 0 side play, and blade centering is going to be hard to see, but it's perfect. Condition on this is going to be very near mint to like new in box. These are currently available at your interweb retailers for $217 plus tax. This one can be yours. All in, shipped, priority mail, $150 like it is, $170 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco Caribbean Salt. Next up, I don't know, but this might be the buy of the sale. So let's see. I got a bag here with lots of Hinderer stuff. I've got tri-way pivot, backing washers, phosphor bronze, nylon. I've got some bronze hardware. I got some copper hardware. I got a 4-hole clip. And then I got a knife. Oh wait, there's more. I got a knife, and it is an XM18 3-inch, no choil, Spanto, working finish, blade and handle, M390 blade, tri-way pivot. You got the steel inserted Framelock. Beautiful action. This has been sharpened by its owner, and it's not the most refined edge, but it's sharp, guys. I'm not sure that if I bought this, I would hire me to sharpen it right away, just so you know. There's your lock engagement, exactly where you want it. It is rock solid. Centering is perfect. And not only do you get the black G10 scale, you also get a burlap micarta scale. So you got like 2 sets of extra hardware, 1 bronze and 1 copper, extra clip, and an extra scale that would look right smart on that working finish blade. All of that, all of it. You're not going to believe this price. $360, near mint, no box. $360, like it is. $385 with my edge. Not saying it needs it. That's the Hinderer XM18 3.0 Spanto, no choil. Next up, I have a Benchmade with no blue box, but just a microfiber pouch. It is a 940 Osborne. Beautifully hard anodized green aluminum. The anode is gorgeous on this. I don't care what the camera says. It's beautiful. It's vibrant. It's deep. It's just the right texture. There's your purple titanium backspacer. This is wearing a Parkerized Emerson style clip. The blade is S30V. This one has been user sharpened, and it's convex, so it looks to me like a work sharpening job. It's sharp. Again, unless you just don't like that convex aesthetic and you really want me to sharpen it, it doesn't need sharpening, guys. Lockup is rock solid. Action is beautifully free. Centering is dead down the middle. Condition, near mint, no box. I think the only thing keeps me from calling it like new is the fact that it's been sharpened. Your price on this, $150 like it is, $170 if you gotta have me sharpen it. That's in your inventory is Benchmade 940 Osborne. Next up, another Benchmade, no box, just a pouch. This also an Osborne. This is the 940-2. So same S30V blade, but the handle is going to be made out of 3D machined black G10, toxic green standoffs, Parkerized Emerson style clip. There's your S30V blade. This same consignor, same sharpening. Looks like a work sharp convex sharpening job. And again, quite sharp. Really doesn't need to be sharpened. Lockup is dead solid. Action is free. Centering. What did I say? I said it's close. I think it favors the left side ever so slightly. So I'd call it like new in box, but it has been sharpened. These are running $189 brand new at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours. And a nice example, $140 like it is, $160 with my edge. That's the Benchmade 940-2 Osborne. Next up, this is a beauty. It's from Kershaw. It's made in the USA. It is a 1776 OLSW link. So here we go. It is a, looks like the liners are stainless steel, black oxided, a fine gear pattern FRN backspacer. Beautiful, like almost a metallic olive green hard ano on those aluminum scales. They're beautifully milled. You've got a deep carry Kershaw clip with just a tiny bit of wear right by the hole. It goes left or right, tip up. This is a speed safe spring assisted knife on phosphor bronze. Opens with authority. Blade steel is 20 CV, beautifully stone washed. Lockup is dead rock solid. There is your engagement. Blade centering on this one is going to favor the left a bit. And I played with a little. It's where it wants to be. Okay. Blade length on this link is 3 1/4. Handle is 4 7/16. We'll call it like new in box. These are in stock brand new at your favorite web retailer if you can find one for $100. This one can be yours. All in, shipped, priority mail 75, and then if you'd like my edge on that 20 CV blade, 100. That is the Kershaw 1776 OLSW link. Next up, we've got one from Zero Tolerance. This is a model I've never actually had in my hand before, and I need to turn the page, boys. This is the ZT 0357. If it looks a lot like a Kershaw link, it's because it's a lot like a Kershaw link with some minor changes. We've got some 3D Machine G10, mild texture, black hardware, thick stainless steel liners, and an FRN backspacer. I love that sort of integral in the liner lanyard hole. Very cool. Deep carry, ambidextrous tip up pocket clip. It is a speed safe knife in CPM 20 CV with a nice acid stone wash. 3 1/4 is the blade length. 3 7/16 is the handle length. There's your lock engagement on the stainless steel liner lock, and it's perfect, and it's rock solid. The blade centering is dead, and that speed safe action is beautiful. Totally squared away. We're going to call this near mint no box. These are available to purchase brand new at your favorite retailer. Minimum advertised web price is going to be $172, or just buy this one. How about $125 all in, shipped, priority mail? $150 if you'd like it to come with my edge on that 20 CV blade. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the ZT0357. Next up. Well, it's a bit of a ZT party we got going on. How about a real beast in the form of an 0770 folder? Now this is interesting, I think, because this is that hard anodized aluminum scaled version of the 770, and I can find no listings for these. Not even listings that show them discontinued. They're like gone without a trace. So the ZT version of the rarefied air 777 Kershaw, okay, So we got the hard anodized black scales over a stainless steel, we'll call it sort of a nested locking leaf, right? We got a deep carry ambidextrous tip-up clip, speed safe spring assist. Blade steel on this one is L max, 3 3/16 inches of blade length, 4 5/16 inches of handle. There's your lock engagement, which is right perfect on the money. Absolutely no blade play in any direction. Blade centering is dead down the middle. And that speed safe action, rocking. We're going to say near mint in box. Discontinued, out of stock, couldn't even find a sold listing or a current listing on eBay. Got to be worth $95, and that's your price. $120 if you like my edge on that LMAX blade. The ZT0770 with nothing after that. That's important because the next knife is a 770 with something after that. Next up is a knife that ZT would like us to experience. Inside that new style ZT box is a 770 CF carbon fiber. Again, the ZT0770 based on the Kershaw 777, not the Microtech Matrix. So we've got some carbon fiber scales, a deep carry reversible tip-up pocket clip, a flipper, and a speed safe spring assisted action that works perfectly, a blade of S35 VN, beautifully stonewashed. What a nice package, just a great pocket knife. Nice and light, lots of blade, broad and thin. Your stainless steel lock bar locks up perfectly with zero blade play. And our blade centering is ZT-like, which means perfect. We'll call it near mint in box. I did detect a tiny slight bit of wear on the clip right by my thumbnail. Okay, so near mint in box. Man, these have crept up in price. Web retail on these is now $224. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail all in for $1.50. $150 like it is, $170 with my edge. That's the ZT0770 CF. Next up, save me from myself. Boys, save me from myself. From the Farm and Field Tool line of Great Eastern Cutlery, we have a number 350217 calf pen in orange Delrin. Ain't it a beaut, paw? That's what Opie said about his shiner. So, the calf pen, 3 7/8 inches of closed length. That's measuring to the end of the screwdriver implement. Model number is 350217. I might have called it a 2.5. Does the screwdriver count? Apparently not. It's kind of what part of the liner. We've got that medium cigar pattern, orange Delrin covers, all steel construction. Liners are steel. We've got two blades, a Wharncliffe main with that calf pen etch, perfect half stop action. Oh, it's a liner lock from that main blade. It's an 8-pull, beautiful walk and talk. Secondary blade is a 1-arm, so you snag that on your pants or on the background, and you open it thusly. 1095 blade steel. GEC is the only company that makes a 1-arm knife that actually works. Now, yes, you could probably hurt yourself on that point, but it will snag on your pants. Both implements are beautifully centered. We'll call this one the near mint in tube. They're out of stock everywhere, as with all GEC knives. There are no current listings on eBay. There are no sold listings on eBay. Therefore, this knife is unobtainium. But you can buy this one for $160 like it is $185 with my edge on both blades. The GEC Farm and Field number 35 calf pen. Next up, we got another one from the boys in Titusville, Great Eastern Cutlery. This is a Titty knife, and you can tell by the flag emblem that we have a number 49 Freedom Jack with the flag acrylic, which is the American flag on one side, the Declaration of Independence on the other, model 493121. And because of the etching on the blade, the Patty's Potato Peeler's mark had to be placed on the button. Here we go. Kind of a mini gun stock. Or almost a mini Wall Street with that squared off and chamfered end cap, nickel silver bolsters and end caps, flag on one side, Declaration of Independence on the other. The flag and the Declaration are unmolested. They're really great examples. There's something that you probably won't be able to see, but on that rocker pen, there's just a little tiny dip in the acrylic. It's not a crack. It's smooth to the touch. You really got to look to see it. I'm not going to call it a defect in the least. Here comes the blade. Sheep's foot nail neck with freedom etched on the mark side, and the Gadsden flag snake and don't tread on me on the pile side. There you go. Pull weight 6. Perfect walk and talk. Centering is close, but I'm going to call it off to the right just slightly. Condition will be near mint in tube with button. Your price, $99. That is in your inventory is GEC Titty number 49 Freedom Jack flag. Next up, maybe the coolest conversation piece of tonight's sale. It's another Great Eastern Cutlery Titty Ute, and there's old Urban Jack on the tube label. Look at the manicured beard. How did he do that? I think we're going to find out in a minute. Model number is 152221 in spring green jigged bone. There's Jack again on the button, and here's the knife. That's the best looking spring green bone I've seen on one of these guys. It's beautiful. I mean beautiful. Great contrast where the bone is hafted between that deep green and where the material has been hafted away. Neat little contrast also at that square butt. All steel construction. A bespoke shield for the Urban Jack. We have a main Spearpoint blade with, oh gosh, there's old Jack popping up again. On the backside we got nothing. And what's the secondary implement? It's a comb. That, my friends, is how Jack keeps that beard looking so cool. And it's etched bar tool. I'm not sure why. Beautiful walk and talk. About a 7 pull on the main blade, a little less on the comb. Both implements are beautifully centered. Condition on this one will be near mint to like new with button. Let's do on this one 185 like it is. 200 sharpen. That's the GEC Titty number 15 Urban Jack. Next up, we're back to the Farm and Field line from Great Eastern Cutlery. This is last year's run of the 71 Bullnose. This model 715121 in green linen micarta. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean beautiful. Look at the deep green on that linen. The brass rocker pin and lanyard tube. The steel pivot. Beautifully finished on this one too, by the way. Blade comes out with a solid 8 pull. A gorgeous drop point. One of the best utility pocket knives in the history of cutlery. Beautiful walk and talk. I think I'm calling the centering on this one close. Favors the right as you're looking at it. We'll call it near mint to like new in tube. Your price, $140 like it is, $160 with my edge. That's the Great Eastern Cutlery Farm and Field number 71 bullnose. Next up, and our last GEC of the sale, it's a TwoSun Cutlery Pioneer Trapper, model 235120L in Woodland Micarta. Of the 23 trappers, this is the most popular configuration. Single drop point, liner lock. There is that Woodland Micarta, which looks like GEC's muslin. It looks like they almost have taken the torch to it just a little. You've got satin hardware. It's not quite a Federal shield. It's cool though. Nickel silver bolsters, bare end, hafted square. Let's see, 4.5 inches of closed length. That's like a back pocket job. You got an 8.5 pull. It is a man's pocket knife. Don't make your wife or your girlfriend break her fingernails trying to open it. There's the Pioneer Trapper etch. If I can get it to show up correctly. There we go. And the liner lock rests on top of the tang instead of up against the back of it. So this one doesn't have any blade play, but some of them do. It doesn't matter. It can't go anywhere. Gator snap. And perfect blade centering. Condition, I'm going to say near mint to like new. I never call these like new because the satin always has some rubs from storage. So let's say there are several of these sold on eBay recently, and they're all over the map. Between 126 and 207 sold prices. And one of the coolest things about the 23 and the 73 is the closed end. There's no space there for stuff to get in. I love that. This one we're going to price right sort of at the bottom of that scale. And it's a very nice example. 130 like it is, 150 sharpened. The GEC TwoSun number 23 Pioneer Trapper. Next up, we have one from Vero Engineering. We've had a few of these lately, but not this model. This is the Synapse Mini first run with an M390 blade, hand satin finish, marbled carbon fiber, and raw titanium hardware. Here's the knife, and it's a handsome little devil, wouldn't you say? Got a bolster lock, which is a titanium frame lock that's milled out to receive carbon fiber scales. Got a titanium backspacer, milled titanium pocket clip, low profile flipper, easy to flip. The blade, a stunning hand rubbed satin drop point with the finger flick fuller, steel inserted titanium frame lock. There is your engagement. And let's see, serial number is which way is it? There it is, right there on the blade tang, 179. It's a ball bearing flipper, of course. Lockup is right where you want it. It's dead solid. Super smooth. Perfect blade centering. Handle length on the Synapse Mini is 3 3/4 handle length. Blade is 2 7/8. Condition on this one will be near mint to like new, in pouch. Let's do 380 on this one. 405 with my edge on that M390 blade. And what a beautiful blade it is. My goodness. So yeah, 380 like it is, 405 sharpened on the Vero Engineering Synapse Mini CF. Next up, this is an interesting package. It is it is a Spyderco, and like the end of the box says, it's a Golden Colorado model, but it is not a paramilitary 2. It is a Mannix 2, and I don't know whose dealer exclusive this was, but you got brown G10, you got a satin finished blade in Bowler M390, you've got a caged ball lock with a free swinging blade, perfect centering, rock solid lockup, zero edge wear, one tiny little mark on the corner of the G10 right by the finger groove. Pocket clip is apparently unmarked. I've got a very cool custom lanyard, bicolor, with a flamed titanium Spyderco bug bead. Okay. And I've got, I'm not sure the manufacturer, these might be Smoky Mountain, but they're new in the bag titanium scales. And just in case you want it, we've got a belt sheath for the Mannix. Let's see if I can close without cutting the lanyard. So I guess that would go in there like that. Yeah, how about that? So I figure the knife is probably worth $225. Now the sheath has some patina. The scale's probably worth 100, 150 bucks new. How about for the whole shooting match? We'll say near mint, wrong box. Let's do $260 like it is. $285 for me to sharpen that M390 blade. That'll be in your inventory as Spyderco Mannix 2 BRN M390 extra scales. Next up, we have an Idaho-made product from Chris Reeve at Knives. It's a large Incosi inlaid model, not with black canvas, but with natural canvas. This knife in S35VN, born on February 19th of 2020. Wow, just when the pandemic was hitting. Now it's also going to come with this custom-made slip. It looks like that slip was made for a Starbenza, but the Incosi will work just fine in there. Let's see if I can manage to slide it in. Yep, no problems whatsoever. Again, a little bit of patina on that sheet. Here's the knife. It's an Insingo large Incosi. And if that edge looks familiar, it should. I sharpened this for this consignor, and apparently it is unused since I did it. Beautiful. The Apostle Pete edge. Lockup is dead solid. Engagement is kind of early for a ceramic ball lock interface. Action is super smooth. Centering's about down the middle. Condition is near mint. Very, very minimal trailing on this one. Lanyard's still installed. Yeah, try finding one of these guys. Good luck. But you did tonight, and it's going to cost you $450. No need to sharpen. Got my edge on it already. That's in your inventory. Is Chris Reeve large Incosi Insingo Nat Can TAP. Next up, got one from a company I am not familiar with. So it's EMP EDC is the company. The model is the Nimble NYMBLE 3-inch. There's the box, and there's your swag. Serial number 145. Blade steel M390. Made this January from the 3rd production run. Here's the knife. That's a right smart looking affair. A raw titanium handle with a frag pattern. Got the maker's mark on the female side of the pivot. Very cool milled titanium pocket clip. It is missing a screw. Son of a gun. I didn't know that was missing a screw, but it is. Is it in the box? I don't know. I don't think it is. Isn't that a son of a gun? Okay. Well, probably doesn't need it. Clip is still secure. Anyway, we've got a low profile flipper, M390 blade, very, very cool fuller / opening hole slot, Spearpoint blade, kind of a medium height saber, forward finger choil, titanium Framelock steel inserted. There's your lock engagement. Lockup is rock solid. Handle's 4 inches long, blade is 3 inches long. Action, lockup, and centering all perfect. I was going to say like new in box, but it's missing a screw. I don't think they assembled it that way. These were $300 brand new, and they're out of stock, but you can buy this one. $210 like it is. $235 with my edge on it. That's the EMP EDC Nimble 3-inch. Next up, got one from Hogue. And if you like this one, I got 3 to pick from. I'll show you. They're different colors. This one is the 34551 X5. This is a large pocket knife, but not very doggone heavy. It is a manual action button lock flipper with safety. Green or OD green, hard anodized aluminum handle. And it flips well. Smacks open. A harpoon spear point in CPM 154, 3 7/8 inches of blade, 5 3/8 inches of handle. That is a hand-filling beast of a knife. Lockup is dead solid. Centering is dead center. And it is an ambidextrous deep carry clip. It comes with 2 clips, one for right hand, one for left, and a fill tab for the side you're not using. Very nice open back design. Condition on this is going to be like new in box. These are in stock at web retailers for $195. This one can be yours like new in box, $150 like it is, $170 with my edge on that CPM 154 blade. That's in your inventory as Hogue 34551 X5 OD green. Next up, what was that? You liked that green one, but you really wish it had a tan handle? We are here to please. This is the Hogue 34554 X5 in tan. So same knife, right? 5 3/8 handle. Manual action button lock flipper. CPM 154 blade, 3 7/8 inches long, harpoon spear point. Ambidextrous clip system. Here's the right side clip, the left side clip's in the box. There's a fill tab for the side you're not using. Nice action. Nice thwack, perfect lockup. And perfect centering. Condition is going to be like new in the box. As I said on the green one, these are in stock new at web retailers for $195. This is like new in the box. It can be yours for $150 like it is. $170 with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. If you'd like it sharpened, it'll ship tomorrow if you're one of the first 6. The Hogue 34554 X5 tan. Next up, let's see. You really like those two, but you kind of like basic black and you like a little Damascus. Here you go. It's the Hogue 34559 X5 with black aluminum handle and Damascus inlays. So it's the same old story, same old song and dance. 5 3/8 inch handle, manual button lock, flipper with safety, great flipping action, harpoon spearpoint blade, DLC coated in CPM 154, blade length is 3 7/8. There is your Damascus. It's an ambidextrous clip system. There are 2 clips because they're curved. The right-hand clip is installed. You get a fill tab for the side you're not using. Lockup is dead solid. And the centering is dead center. Condition like new in the box. Now the Damascus version of the X5 sells online for $220 brand new. This can be yours for $170 like it is. $190 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Hogue 34559 X5 Damascus. Next up, you guys ain't gonna believe this. We have one from Columbia River Knife and Tool, and this is the K210 CFXP Onion Motley. They done it again, boys. They done it again. They went to Lion Steel to make a Ken Onion knife, branded as a CRKT. Oh my. This is like old school onion right here. What was the Kershaw model with this handle shape? It's sort of a shallot, I guess. Is that right? But it's a big knife, guys. 5 1/4 inches closed. Titanium frame lock with a wild carbon fiber inlay. And it's almost like it acts as the over travel stop for the lock bar. Look at how that's done. Very cool deep carry clip. Mounts on that in that barrel of a backspacer. Super cool. So just your basic, steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper, Sleipner steel. Look at that onion blade, would ya? Good job, Lion Steel. Good job, CRKT. Blade length on the Motley is 3 13/16. There is the lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Ball bearing action super smooth. Blade centering is absolutely dead. Condition is going to be like new in box. This is number 28 of 500. Web prices on these you'll find between $359 and $425. So I think they came out at $425, and then Lion Steel has authorized some retailers to drop to $359. But this is like new in the box, and it's a low serial number, and you can buy it for $295 like it is. $320 with an ApostleP edge. That's the CRKT Ken Onion Motley. Oh, and it comes in a beautiful black and green roll. Let's just roll them up, shall we? Oh, that's cool. Let's see. It's got a little pouch, little flap, another little flap. Let's see. Let's roll them up. Yeah. How about that? And that brings us to the last knives in the sale. We're calling this the Cold Steel Budget Combo. Okay, first we have 2 of these. 2 of them. These are Cold Steel Mini Tack Tatos. Okay? So they come in Secure-X sheaths set up for neck carry with a beaded chain. This one is a serrated model. I think the blades are like 3 5/8 G10 handles. Then the front edge is plain. Okay. Great sheath retention. A little bit of rattle. And then we got the brother. Come on, come on, come on. Plain edge version. And these are in AUS 8A steel. Those are both brand new in the boxes. And they sell for about $30 plus tax plus shipping online. Keep those over there. And then we've got a third knife. This is a medium Voyager Vaquero. And it's got a little wear on it. This knife is used. It is the Axis Lock version, right? So it's sort of a second generation Voyager Vaquero. You got the FRN handle. I don't think Yeah, the lefty clip is in there. It is. All right. So if you're a lefty, this knife's going to look a whole lot newer because that's the right hand clip. Blade steel on this one also going to be OS 8, I believe. Yeah. Guess what? Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is like perfect. Comes out great. It's been used, it's been sharpened, it's got some scratches in the stone wash, but guess what? It is still rocking. These sold when they were available for 46 bucks web price. So you got like 30, 46, what is that? 106 plus tax plus shipping if you bought them separately. How about we just sell all three of them, shipped priority mail, 70 bucks plus 25 each to sharpen. So yeah, that is the cold steel budget combo. And that's it, guys. That brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. I will talk to you soon.